Picture this, you live in a world where dinosaurs never went extinct, talking anthropomorphic animals are a regular sight, fighters with superhuman capabilities fight in global tournaments to establish their dominance, and your technology is so advanced that you could store a literal building in a tiny capsule device, just like shoving a Pikachu into a tiny fucking Pokeball. All of that whack shit and more is just life for you, and only one of those things matter to you. The aforementioned superhuman fighters. I mean, you happen to be one of those spectacular specimens, a true bohemian gift from God. So naturally, after years of building yourself up, training, dieting, juicing, neglecting your wife and daughter, you get a divorce. But more importantly, the World Martial Arts Tournament has returned. After years of the event being banned, your time has come. You hop to the task and enter yourself into the 24th Tenkaichi Budokai. You're going to sweep the floor with these posers. They entered this event under some dumbass names like Mighty Mask and Jewel. You're better than that crap. You don't need a stage name, baby. You entered this tournament with your already totally badass government name, Mark motherfucking Satan. And you're going to make this world your bitch.
The winner of the 24th World Martial Arts Tournament, Mr.Satan!
What did I tell you, Jimmy? It's all a bunch of tricks.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's really me! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
You know what it is? Such a pregnant and smoking and singing. But it's running like this. Then I'm perfected. Baby, don't say for my head and I'll be ready to go. I'm gonna squash you like a book. You are.
You find yourself on top of the world after absolutely demolishing the competition. Jewel, Mighty Mask, even this Arnold Schwarzenegger wannabe, Spopovich, wasn't enough to stop your pure badassery. A little Satan punch here, dynamite kick there, and you fucking won. Not just the tournament, but the hearts of millions around the globe. You did it, Mark. You were the strongest man this planet has to offer. With your newfound fame and wealth thanks to the tournament prize money, you head back home and sit down with your favorite beer to watch the news, simply relishing in the reports of your fame. Maybe you can get custody of your daughter now. I mean, her mother is a methed out money grubbing whore. No shot of court would rule in her favor now that you're a methed out money printing machine. Yeah, you just gotta sit back and let life work itself out. You're the fucking man, and nothing can stop you now, right?
And as you can see, every dog has its...
The following contains violence, coarse language, and adult situations not suitable for minors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh shit, wow, what poor timing. This demon-ass cockroach cell decided now was the time to pull this take over the world bullshit. What a poor little itty bitty bug. I guess the world champ is gonna have to go out and teach him a lesson. The Buckman claims to be holding a tournament of his own, open to any and all competitors the Earth has to offer. Just 10 days from now, you're going to show this poser what for. No demon is going to threaten the planet with silly little light shows and tricks. Not on your watch, damn it. You are the world fucking champion, and you're going to wreck his shit. Yeah! With your newfound mission of saving the world, you get straight to work by finishing off your six-pack of heat-tap in a matter of seconds and going straight to sleep for the third day in a row after your glorious tournament win. Everyone knows a growing baby world champ needs his rest. You can get to work in the morning, alright? Which is exactly what you do. You wake up at the prime time of 4 p.m. in the afternoon, ready to face the music. You exit your run-down crack den of a trailer and bask in the attention from your neighbors, fans, and paparazzi camping outside. Thousands of loyal fans cheering, your name in unison. Satan, Satan, Satan. The only thing holding this attention back is your run-down trailer. Too bad tournament prizes worth millions aren't handed over instantly. Damn government and their greedy ass taxes. Hey, at least you get a few brand deals and have something to do for 10 days before you face sell. All 10 days are packed with commercial shoots, fan meetings, and appearances at children's hospitals. Damn, you got a good manager. Jimmy whipped this shit up in just 5 days, Buster. So you finish relishing in the attention of your fans and get straight to work when your manager arrives in a limo. For 10 days, you repeat the same cycle. Wake up, bask in your own glory, drive with your manager to a commercial shoot or some other boring shit, go home, down a six-pack, go to bed. Rinse and fucking repeat. And yet, you've not seen any Skrilla. Jimmy assures you that it's coming soon and you just go along with it. I mean, it makes sense, right? A bum like you suddenly making millions? You can't just see that money overnight. There's a process to this shit. But it still drags on you. Despite your worldwide levels of fame, you aren't seeing any of the money to back it up, and you're still living in squalor. Sure, the attention feels nice, but it all somehow feels empty. That is, until you visit one of the children's hospitals you were scheduled to visit. The kids there looked at you not just as a tournament champion, but as a hero. The same look your daughter Videl gives you. That visit reminded you of the true reason you strive to be the best, for your daughter and for your own inner child. After this visit, you're filled with all the strength you need to face Cell. No training could possibly amp you up as much as this. No line of coke could fill you with the pure adrenaline you feel when you think of your daughter being afraid of this creepy fucking bug man. So you continue your cycle with a newfound motivation and energy. Despite your money issues, you still scrape together a camera crew for your fight with Cell. Your manager, Jimmy motherfucking Firecracker, himself blackmails a college student into being your cameraman, and Jimmy will be your tournament announcer. With no time to waste, you rush with your cameraman and Jimmy to the tournament ring where Cell awaits your arrival. Still filled with the same adrenaline you felt at the hospital, you hop up into the arena as the camera starts rolling and Jimmy starts commentating. You begin boasting to the camera and to Cell with an inhuman amount of confidence. You go on and trying to irritate the bug. As you do so, another man suddenly appears at the side of the ring. Some dude in spandex with spiky golden hair. Like, what are the kids doing nowadays? What are the trends? I don't get it. But before you can process this, more people begin subtly appearing from thin air, more men with spiky hair and a group of freaks. And Yamcha, the famous baseball star, is there too for some reason. With these warriors suddenly appearing, the camera and Jimmy begin focusing on them, and you ain't having that shit, so you command the attention back to yourself and dismiss the new fighters as chumps. They simply use classic practical effects to make their flashy entrances, nothing more. You are the world champ, and you are going to fight first. You're going to save the world. These chumps won't even get a chance. Without further interruption, you continue showing off to Cell and the camera as the fight finally begins. The second the match begins, you strike Cell with a lightning fast fury of blows that leave him paralyzed with fear. The whole world is watching now, Cell, and the whole world is going to watch the glorious Mr. Satan kick your ass.
I'm trying to get this on camera, Gary.
Larry.
Cause I'm gonna end this in a single blow, and it's gonna be faster than light. Satan, punch!
After you regain consciousness and clear your bloody nose, you return to Jimmy and the camera as the next fighter prepares to take the stage. You lost. Yeah, you're out, buddy. I'm sorry. Fuck. Cell knocked you out of bounds. It had to have been some sort of trick. Yeah, like, that's it. Nothing is strong enough to do that. He must have planted something in the ring to make you go flying off like that. There's no way. Nonetheless, there's nothing you could do now other than convince the millions of Satanists at home that everything will be okay as you watch on with him. The next man to take on Cell hops into the ring and stares down the Bugman. Whatever. At this point, you're rooting for Cell's tricks to beat these guys, so you can just get back in there for round 2. Though, just as you begin boasting to the camera and Jimmy, the Warrior and Cell charge each other with an intensity hard enough to make the earth shake. As they battle, they fire off beams of destructive light from their hands and move faster than even you. The two even seem to move so fast that they've disappeared from the ring. At first you're confused, but then you realize it's just another trick. More smoke and mirrors. These clowns that showed up were using the same practical effects techniques as Cell when they showed up, so they must be working together. That's it. This is all an act for them to defame the world champ. Yeah, that's it. They're trying to put on some sort of spectacular show to make you weak in comparison. Pathetic. Do these chumps not know that you're like the Harry Potter of fighters? No amount of slander will keep you down. This is just the first in a long line of people who try to cancel you, but you see right through the act. Right?
What a battle is what I'd be saying if they were in the ring. Where are they?
Maybe they're moving at speeds too fast for the human eye? I could try using the high shutter camera.
Jerry, you're a terrific camera guy, but a lousy martial artist. Nobody's that fast. They're just using camouflage, like the Predator. or Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, sir?
My daughter's a big fan.
Alright, so these dudes actually be flying and destroying mountains and shit. So you're now in a catatonic state of confusion as you watch on in awe. But something still feels iffy, staged. Even as you watch the tournament ring get destroyed before your eyes, even after seeing Cell regenerate half of his entire damn body, you just can't believe it. You know, deep down, this all has to be a trick. Like, there's something larger at play here. But now you can't say exactly what it is. You have no idea how they're doing this. As you try to process the fight playing out before you, Cell's opponent seemingly gives up and offers up his own son as a challenger. As the boy approaches Cell, you continue boasting to the camera, cause you know, you're the GOAT, saying anything you can to make Cell and the other warriors look bad, though once again you're left in a state of awe as Cell fights the boy just as hard as his father. Though the child couldn't quite stand up to Cell like Daddy could, and Cell begins crushing the kid's ribs in a bear hug. As the boy screams, you can't help but feel like you need to step in and do something, even though you know this is all a trick, but for some reason fear overcomes you, and you just cower with Jimmy and the cameraman. Eventually, Cell seems to grow bored of beating up children, so he does what any man would do. Spontaneously give birth to fucking 7 full-grown children to fight for him. Norio, Danny, Travis, Curtis, Dale, and Jonathan. Oh, and of course, Vegeta Jr. The Sinister Seven then begin attacking most of the 7 warriors that showed up with the kid, as Cell just sits back and watches with glee. Though while Cell watches on, one of the fighters suddenly jumps into Cell's back and traps him in a bear hug of his own. The man claims to be a robot or something, and he says he has a nuclear device in his chest that can destroy Cell, though the blast would probably kill all in attendance as well. The man begins his self-destruct countdown, and you cower in fear. 5, 4, 3, 2. I know you feel somehow you make. But nothing happens. The robot apparently had its bomb removed during repairs. So with the bot caught off guard, Cell breaks free and destroys in many ways, exploding the man into a million nuts and bolts. His decapitated head then lands directly in front of your hiding spot, and you about almost shit yourself as he speaks to you. The head begs you to throw him in front of the boy fighting Cell, Gohan. He says that he could be the final push Gohan needs to defeat Cell. You struggle to believe the man. You know this is all a trick, but what if it isn't? There's a slight possibility this is real, and there's a possibility that you could help save the world, or at the very least, this kid. So you take the head and move close to the battle. Once you're within spitting distance of Cell and Gohan, you throw the head with all of your might where it lands at Gohan's feet. The robot then begins speaking to the boy, and his words seem to resonate with Gohan, though just as he finishes his speech, Cell steps in and crushes the head like an empty soda can. And then all hell breaks loose. Something snaps within the kid, and he lets out a scream more powerful than anything you've ever experienced. A swirl of bright energy surrounds the boy, kicking up the dirt and rocks around him. When the dust finally settles, a nuke might as well have gone off, because this shit somehow looks even more barren than it used to. You scan the area for Cell and everyone else. Jimmy and Camera Guy are alright, but the camera's fucked and the world has no idea what's going on anymore. Well, on the bright side, you can drop your celebrity act a little bit and try to figure out what the fuck is going on. You still just know all of this has to be some sort of farce, some sort of dream or trick or fucking anything, because if this is real, then you seriously need to rethink your life. The kid then tears his way through Cell's own children, one by one, exterminating the blue sperms in under a minute. When Gohan turns his attention back to Cell, he tears him apart just as fast. With just a few punches, the Bugman is already on the ropes. The two then fire some of their fancy schmancy energy beams at each other, and Cell is nearly obliterated, but for some reason, Gohan allows him to regenerate. Once regenerated, Gohan then punches Cell so fucking hard that he vomits out an entire grown-ass woman. I mean, you'd heard the reports and rumors that Cell was the reason for so many random disappearances lately, but this just confirms it. Dude fucking eats people. Though the weirdness doesn't stop there, Cell then undergoes a transformation that seems to leave him weaker than before. Gohan takes this dub and continues kicking Cell's ass while you watch on, possibly rethinking your life. But somehow it gets weirder, and Cell bloats up into an oversized basketball ready to pop at any fucking moment. Cell claims he's going to destroy himself, though unlike the robot before him, his blast will be enough to destroy the entire planet. Just before Cell was about to explode, Gohan's father suddenly appeared in between Cell and his son. The two exchange a quick word with one another before Cell and Gohan's father suddenly disappear into thin air. Just as you were about ready to die, the light shows and tricks come right back into play. Of course Cell can't destroy Earth, that's impossible. So these clowns just have the threat coincidentally disappear. Well, sucks for those chumps, cause the dang camera didn't even record their shitty ending. Is what you would be saying if Cell didn't just suddenly reappear rocking his stronger form once more. The Bugman then attacks and kills the long-haired purple hippie that tagged along with Gohan's group. One of the other group members then charges Cell with a flurry of energy blasts, but that man is tossed aside even quicker than you were. Gohan rushes to the man's defense, mangling his left arm in the process. The grand finale then finally takes place as Gohan charges up an energy beam with just one arm, and Cell does the same. The two fighters unleash their beams of death simultaneously and they collide in a beam struggle. The moment the beams touch, you're blown away from the battle and covered in dust and dirt, unable to see the battle's end. When you finally get to your feet, the beam struggle is over. Cell and the other fighters are gone, and you have sand in your ass crack. Despite all of that, Jimmy Heck frickin' Firecracker spots you and tells you that he found some working audio equipment in the van. The world can hear what you have to say. So even though you ain't the slightest clue as to what the fuck just happened, you spin a web of lies anyways. You take credit for the win, claiming that you defeated Cell yourself and the other warriors were just a bunch of fakers and posers that ran away when they got a taste of your true power. This lie is so damn good that it not only fools the world, but it even fools you. Though, thanks to this lie, your fame is elevated beyond just the world champion. Now you're the hero who saved the world. Thanks to this, you become the most famous man on earth. Your wife remarries you and brings your daughter back. You get movies and shows made about you and starring you. You make more money than Jeff Bezos. And an entire fucking city is named after you. Your wife leaves you again, but you gain custody of your daughter in the divorce. So, overall, life is just fucking perfect. You sit back and just ride the wave of those poser failures. For 7 years, you live in peaceful bliss. You've won the game of life. You went from nothing to the best something possible. You have a daughter who respects and adores you. You have an entire planet who does the same. And you have all the time in the world to enjoy it. Though, on year 7, your entire worldview is shattered in just one day again. 7 years after the previous World Martial Arts Tournament, another tournament is announced and it's time for you to defend your title as World Champion. When you arrive to the tournament grounds, all of the would-be competitors are punching machines to test their strength. So you step up and show your dominance, punching the machine as hard as you can, scoring much higher than any other fighter there. Of course these weaklings can't match up to the great Mr.Satan. With your millionth ego boost of the week, you strut away with confidence as the audience cheers for you. Before the main event starts, you make your entrance at the junior ring where all of the underage fighters compete for the chance to fight you in the finals. You make your grand entrance and bask in the cheers of the audience, though you're caught off guard when a movie depicting Cell's defeat is played, and the movie shows you as the hero, and this shit embarrasses you more than a teenage girl around her crush. Regardless, you retire to the room that's been set up for you. You then down 7 delicious heat taps and pass out in your chair. When you awake, the junior finals are about to start, so you leave your room and watch the two finalists fight each other. One of them even looks a little familiar to you, but you can't place where you've seen him before. The two boys then begin going at each other. They're moving faster than you can, punching harder than you, and they're flying around the arena, just like those freaks during Cell's tournament. You watch on with the same disbelief you felt all those years ago. The kids then don light beams as the warriors from back then, and it all clicks into place. These kids are just like the freaks from before, and you dread having to fight whoever wins. Eventually, the purple-haired kid, Trunks, wins the match, and the crowd cheers your name in excitement for your fight with Trunks. You make another grand entrance and do your best to stall until the match has to start. You convince Trunks to go easy to start, and you even let him get the first punch in, but going easy to this kid means punching you through a brick wall and out of bounds. You lost to a child. But thankfully you're a crafty bastard and you just play it off as you let the dude win. And the crowd goes fucking nuts for it. These fans of yours would eat a pile of shit from your hands if you just gaslit them properly. So you continue on with your gas still lit and your confidence shaken to its core. But before you know it, the adult competition begins and you recognize some of the people there. They're the same freaks from 7 years ago. This can't be good. As the fight goes underway, you cower away from all the attention, dreading having to fight whichever freak wins. If a kid was able to do this to you, then how the hell are you going to spin this when you lose? They're going to make like a twit longer or some shit. As you grapple with this nervousness, time flies and the matches fly by. and your own daughter's fight comes up. Videl is actually going up against one of the suckers you beat back in the 24th Tenkaichi, Spopovich. But apparently, Videl lost her match, and Spopovich beat her to a pulp, leaving her in a catatonic state. You rush to the infirmary screaming your daughter's name and get straight to her bedside. You thank the man that carried Videl to the infirmary and promise to reward him for his bravery. But before the boy goes, Videl calls out to him. She says his name, Gohan, and she pleads for Gohan to beat Spopovich. Something about that name sounds so familiar, but just like that kid from before, you can't place it. More importantly, why the hell does your baby girl know this man's name, and why is she looking at him the same way you'd look at a six-pack of Heat-Tap?
No way! Don't tell me you're actually sweet on that kid! He's a toothpick! At least have the self-respect to date someone with a little meat on their bones! You're the daughter of a world champion!
You begin lecturing Videl for letting down her guard against Spopovich. He was a weak opponent for you back in the day, clumsy even. He should have been a piece of cake for Videl. As you lecture her, she appears to be in more pain than you thought, so you turn your lecture on to the doctor instead. As you do so, reporters begin pounding on the infirmary door and asking about Videl's condition. So you step out of the room and put on a brave face to the reporters, telling them that you'll destroy Spopovich for what he did to your little girl. You've all but forgotten about the freaks you have to fight later. All that matters now is looking after your daughter. As you watch over Videl's bedside, the boy from before comes barging in, claiming to have some sort of magical way to heal Videl. The boy gives your precious little girl a mysterious bean as you yell at him to stop, but Videl goes along with it. After she swallows the bean, Videl suddenly lifts up from her bed as if she wasn't on the brink of unconsciousness before. Gohan then rushes out of the room as quickly as he arrived, and Videl gets dressed to follow him shortly after. You're left inside the infirmary, stunned by the sudden change. Once you regain your composure, you rush out to look for Videl. When you catch up to her, she starts flying off with Gohan and some old dude. Just normal teenage girl stuff. Dating, fighting crime, literally fucking flying using nothing but her mind. After Videl flies off, the fighters from the Cell Games fly off too, causing the tournament to lose half of its fighters. At least on the bright side, you're going to have an easier time defending your title without those clowns here. On the downside, your daughter is one of those clowns. Whatever. You can run her later. For now, it's time to keep that gas lit. You suggest to the tournament announcer that a battle royale should be held between the remaining fighters, and the crowd loves this idea. So, the remaining fighters and yourself take the arena all at once. 3 of the other fighters you've seen before, they were all at the 24th tournament. Killa, Mighty Mask, and Jewel. You know they'll be easy pickings. It's the girl, 18, that you aren't sure of. She came to this tournament with the guys from the Cell Games. There's a chance she's a freak like them. Let's hope not. After everyone makes their entrance, the battle royale begins. Jewel and Killa are instantly knocked from the ring by Mighty Mask and 18. Perfect. Now it's just a 3-man fight. You begin showing off for the crowd ready to fight Mighty Mask and 18. Though as you plan your moves in advance, the 2 warriors begin fighting each other, leaving you to watch in shock as they fight in the sky. Because everyone but you can fucking fly, shoot beams of light, and break the laws of physics apparently. 18 eventually overpowers Mighty Mask, revealing that he was actually those 2 kids from the junior finals in disguise. So, at least goddamn Mighty Mask of all people isn't really stronger than you, but those 2 kids and 20-something-year-old woman definitely are. 18 lands to the tournament ring and stares you down. This is it. She's gonna destroy you, but you still have to try. Your fans are cheering your name. You can't just let them down. So you face down 18 like a man. She takes you into a chokehold and starts whispering into your ear. She knows that your reputation means a lot to you, and she offers to throw the tournament if you pay her half of the prize money. Knowing full well that you can't win against her, you take the deal, and 18 allows you to win the fight. The crowd goes fucking wild. Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Hail Satan! You were the fucking man. You did it. You're still the world champ, baby! All of your anxiety floats away as you ride the high of your win. The cheers don't last long though. Suddenly the Cell Games freaks reappear, and they're rocking the golden hair they had back then. 2 of the men look to be arguing with each other, but before you can make out what's going on, one of the men raises an arm and lets out a massive energy blast at the other man, destroying several buildings and killing hundreds if not thousands of people. The remaining crowd members cheer for you to stop this villain and save them, so you step up to the threat and threaten him for his actions, but the man just laughs at you, dismissing you completely. He looks to the other man and tells him to fight him or he'll just kill more civilians. And the crowd goes, "Ah! Help me! Please! Dear God, it burns! My dick fell off! Ah!" With this second act of carnage, the other man agrees to fight, and the two of them disappear into thin air to settle their dispute somewhere else, leaving the cleanup to their mess. They wrecked the whole tournament. No awards ceremony, no interviews, whatever. At least now you don't have to worry about anything. Your daughter wasn't with those maniacs when they came back, so she must have just came to her senses and went home. So I guess it's time to head home and get shit-faced, enjoy some refreshing heat tap. Is what you would be doing if it wasn't for the fact that a big pink bubblegum-ass Kirby-ass demon is terrorizing the globe now, and you happen to be this world's hero, so naturally, you gotta step up and take care of this. You know, being the world's strongest man and all that jazz. So you hop to the task, hoping to dear Christ that you're having a nightmare. You gather up some tools and investigate the creature, Majin Buu. You quickly discover where Buu is hiding out, so you travel straight there and approach the devil's home. Though your ride ditches you the moment you exit their car, leaving you to face this demon alone. You shrug this off and continue on. You come face to face with Majin Buu and instantly freeze, feeling more fear than you've ever felt in your entire life. But you continue on with your plan. You know you can't really fight a demon, but you can trick one. So you pretend to be a fan of Buu and sucker him into your traps, but not a one of them seems to work. You try poison, explosives, sneak attacks, but nothing works, and you're stuck with Buu. The demon seems to like you, so he keeps you around for now. You cook for him, bathe him, and clean for him. After some time, you realize that Buu is nothing but a big child. He doesn't know right from wrong, and this evil wizard that created him told him that hurting people is okay. What the fuck? It isn't Buu's fault. He can be redeemed. With this revelation, you convince Buu to stop hurting people, to use his powers for good. And this actually works. Buu trusts you and goes along with what you say. But good things can only last so long. A bounty hunter out to kill Buu and save the world spots you with the demon and targets you as well. The hunter shoots both you and a puppy you helped Buu save, and Buu just fucking snaps. Even though Buu was able to heal you and the dog, his anger and chaotic side overflows as he screams at you and tells you to run away with the puppy. So you take the dog in your arms and flee the scene. But you don't run too far. You can't bear to leave Buu behind knowing that you were an ass hair away from redeeming him. Buu stumbles out of his home as steam pours from his many holes. No homo. The steam then clumps together and forms into a skinny gray demon that looks like a truly evil version of Buu. The two Majins then begin fighting one another, and evil comes out on top as the gray Buu turns his other half into chocolate, eating him whole. Evil Buu then lets out a cloud of pink steam from his holes. Full homo. Once the smoke clears, Evil Buu looks to have absorbed Fat Buu, turning into Giga Chad Buu. Giga Chad Buu then kills a man by inflation right in front of your eyes. He then turns his attention your way and rushes you, but he stops short. Buu seems to recognize you still, and he doesn't want to hurt you. Maybe you can still save him. With the puppy still in your arms, you walk through the deserted rocky landscape, hoping to find Buu. You wander for what feels like ages. As you walk, beams of pink energy rain from the sky, each one passing by you with precision, as if they were intentionally avoiding you. Whatever, you just gotta keep moving. Eventually, you're grabbed by the freaks from the Cell Games and the two kids from the junior match. The group flies you through the sky to Earth's supposed guardian, a green alien from a different planet named Dende. Shit just somehow keeps getting weirder and weirder by the hour. To top it all off, the group tells you that Videl died, and that she could be brought back to life using magic. Dude, Mr. Satan, I'm gonna be straight with you. I think we both took acid or something, because this shit is crazier than anything I've ever imagined. Even methed out schizophrenics can't reach this level of what the fuck. So I'm gonna continue on. Just know that we should both be admitted to a psych ward soon. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Videl dead, but not really. Buu then appears out of nowhere to face off with Gohan. His name still sounds familiar, but in all the chaos, that's the last thing you care about. Gohan and Buu then show down, so you resort to Old Reliable and hide as the fight rages on. Buu eventually gets the upper hand on the warriors, absorbing the two kids and the other green guy. Dende's fine, I guess, but Gohan is looking like he might be screwed. Buu underwent another transformation after absorbing the three warriors. He's smarter, faster, and much, much stronger now. Gohan then goes from dominating to getting absolutely bodied. Even this buff Triclops couldn't do anything to save Gohan from Buu's wrathful ass whooping. Gohan gets his booty rocked for a minute before one of the other men from Cell Games arrives to aid him. The man tosses something to Gohan, but the boy drops it, fumbling, allowing Buu the opportunity to absorb Gohan too, giving him another significant boost. The man in orange prepares to face Boo, alone as he looks around nervously, eyeing you for an uncomfortable amount of time. As the man looks around the area, yet another freak from before shows up out of thin air, and this is the same man that killed all of those civilians earlier. What in the actual hell is happening right now? You thought the Cell games were fucking crazy, but today makes 7 years ago look like an average Tuesday. The two men then fight Boo together, literally, like they fuse into one dude. What the fuck? The two kids from before did it too. But with how much crap has happened today, you didn't even register it. Hell, you aren't even giving it a second glance now. These guys just fused. Yup, that's something that people do on the daily. Just normal activity on the battlefield. Though this fusion isn't enough, the men are turned into chocolate, and Boo devours them, gaining their power. Boo won. There isn't anyone left to challenge him. Boo celebrates to himself for a moment, but his celebration is just as short-lived as every other thing that's happened today. Boo starts writhing in pain as if being attacked from the inside, and he spits out the warriors he devoured. Every warrior except for good Boo, that is. Giga Chad Boo then starts screaming and letting out a cloud of steam. Once the smoke has settled, Boo's final transformation sees the light. The warriors taunt the small Boo, and he returns in kind of with a blinding pink blast that straight up destroys the planet. But before the blast consumes all of you, you're grabbed by one of the fighters and suddenly transported away.
Hey, what happened? Am I a ghost now?
Once you regain your bearings, you lose your marbles. Everyone around you claims that Earth was destroyed, but you're clearly still on Earth right now. Nothing makes sense. Nothing at all. Even 7 years ago made some sense, but today, no way. This is just a dream. That's the only thing that makes sense. Everything since the World Tournament has just been a dream. Yeah, that's it. You just went home and celebrated too hard, and now you're in a heat tap-induced coma and dreaming this all. Well, that's good to know. Now that you know this is a dream, you just sit back and watch all the characters from your dream figure shit out on their own, right? Even after Boo reappears, you aren't all that worried. It's just a dream, so you just watch on and cheer for Boo's defeat. Though Boo is winning a little too hard, but if this is your dream, then maybe you have to be the one to step up. So you challenge Boo yourself, taunting the little demon and defying you. Boo charges right at you and attacks. You're filled with fear despite that being a dream. You drop to your knees and plead with Boo to spare you. As you beg, Boo holds his head in pain and struggles to attack you at full strength. He must be scared or something. You start gloating and posturing again when you realize Boo can't hurt you, but the little Majin has other plans. Kid Boo calms himself and spits out his weakness, literally spitting out the fat, good Boo. Shocked, you rush to your friend's side. This may be a dream, but you bonded with the good half of Boo, so you step up and challenge Kid Boo once more, unleashing a flurry of blows on the demon. Kid Boo strikes back and has you down in one shot, causing you to run like a real man. Kid Boo starts beating on his chest like an ape and charges you again as you run. But before the demon can reach you, Fat Boo wakes up and steps in to save your life. My goat. Fat Boo then takes on his evil counterpart once more. Demon versus demon. Pink versus pink. Dumb versus stupid. The two Boos fight in a stunning display, and you cheer on the sidelines for Fat Boo. But just like before, Fat Boo isn't strong enough to defeat his evil alone. As you watch the man before, Vegeta, he speaks about something called the Spirit Bomb, and the other fighter Goku is charging it. They brought back Earth using a dragon's magic, and they need to collect the energy of all humans on Earth, but Earth isn't listening to Goku. They don't believe him. This isn't right. This is a dream. This is your dream. But why does it all feel so real? Why are you so scared? Why can't you control anything? Why are you losing? This can't be real. But at the same time, nothing in your life has felt more real than today. The Cell games, those freaks, the tricks and light shows, this dream, all of it has been real. The whole time, I couldn't believe it, and neither could you, Mr. Satan. But it's real, and you know what you need to do. If it's the population of Earth they need, they chose the right guy to bring this to the fight. You can hear the voices of all those on Earth, and you speak back to them, assuring all of those on Earth that you need them. You tell them that you can't defeat Boo without their help. You know that these people worship you for all the wrong reasons. You weren't a hero then, not really, but you can be now. With your words, Goku's Spirit Bomb receives the energy it needs and he unleashes the blast, destroying Kid Boo. It's over. Boo was defeated and this day is finally fucking over. And you can come out of it as a real hero. Without your bond with Boo, without your bond to Earth itself, the universe could have been destroyed. You truly are Earth's champion.
Of course, one returning warrior wasn't quite as welcome as the rest.
Well, that's going to do it for this video. I definitely went a little fanfic mode there to fill in some lore and headcanon, but it made you giggle and shit, right? Like, if you did enjoy and want to see us cover other Dragon Ball characters, then leave a like, comment, and subscribe while you're down there. And if you really enjoyed, then you should go watch our other videos. I promise you'll giggle and shit just like this one. Anyways, that's all for me today. Fuck you, suck on my nuts, and goodbye. Mwah.